This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
And I'm your host, Willie Kinyash. And today we want to talk about habits that kill love. And you know what? Love is a beautiful thing. And when you fall in love, you want to find as many ways as possible to make that person feel good, feel loved, feel appreciated. But are there some habits we can have that can kill love? What are some of these habits? Let's hear from life coach himself.
And we are talking about habits that kill love.
Mm-hmm.
True love. Not these are the kind of things that you try to make permanent.
Not last.
And please beware that people marry for many reasons, not love.
Mm-hmm.
People marry for dependency, people marry for status, people marry for to perch on another person's back,
Mm-hmm.
to carry them.
Yeah.
People marry when they realize that you are an opportunity for them to get a better life.
Mm-hmm.
And they can act as if, you know,
Yeah.
when you appear on the matatu stage and you appear like you're a genuine traveler, the tout will fight for you.
Yes.
To put you in the matatu, they're interested. The one that, even if it's not going now, even if that does not give you what you want, even if it is far from moving and they can see you're trying to move. Whenever you appear to the dating stage like you're a genuine seeker, many people try to patch onto you to benefit from your sincerity, even when they don't have what you need. So today we are talking things that kill love when it is genuine love. Genuine love, the kind that you wanted companionship, mutual satisfaction, to help each other, please each other, support each other, journey together. That is where genuine love is when I'm both attracted to you and committed to you. Two things. Some people are involved with you, but they're not attracted. They're involved with you, but they're not committed. They're involved with you for themselves. And they can go all the way to call it marriage. Many people think like getting married is proof of love. No. Getting married is just a registration desk. Now it is time to go and prove what you signed up for.
Yes.
Many people get married because of the excitement, because they fantasized wedding, fantasized bridesmaid, all these colors, all this flair, all this fun. People have fed themselves the idea of marriage so much that when their friends start getting married, their younger siblings start getting married, they pressure now and to prove that they are also normal, that they are crossing, especially those who have succeeded career-wise and they don't have anything to show on the side of the family. They can do just anything to show that they are,
Yeah.
So we are talking about genuine love. So if it is genuine love, number one, does not die natural death.
Wow.
Genuine love does not die naturally. It is killed. And we're discussing things that kill it. Okay? So the first thing you need to beware of is a fatal flaw. That even if you both love each other, when this one is present, it will eat the love like cancer. And that thing is lack of accountability. A person who cannot stand up to what they did, listen to how their behavior affected you, own up and say they were wrong, humble themselves enough to eat the humble pie that I was wrong, I'm sorry. Just that. Or I should have done better. Yeah. I should have behaved differently. If they cannot take responsibility that way, it may sound like a small thing when it is part of your normal life. When you practice listening to correction, to criticism and disapproval, after some time, it's not that painful because of exercise and practice.
Yeah.
You've learned. But there are people, the moment you try to bring up something they did that they did not like, they will take a whole 1 hour defending themselves and explaining what you two had done to trigger them. They use a lot of energy to defend themselves because just humbling themselves and say, oh, I didn't realize, I was not aware what I was doing. I'm sorry. That was so bad of me. And I'll do differently next time. How many minutes has this taken me?
Less than a minute.
But some people take a whole hour
Defending themselves.
to avoid having to say that.
They are full of themselves.
Yes. They cannot sit at a place, and really, we have discussed people, personality disorders a lot. I just don't want you to be obsessed with diagnosing the people you're dealing with. Don't try to check ticks to make sure she will come out as a psychopath or narcissist. Or we are just explaining these personality disorders for awareness, to tell you that it is possible that a person may have this cluster of pathologies, cluster of abnormal behaviors. So this aversion and allergic reaction to responsibility is very common with narcissists, but I don't want you to be obsessed with diagnosing people.
Yeah.
Look at the behavior and make a decision, that's all, whether you want to be involved with that person or not. Many times when we're explaining, giving the titles, we are helping people to make sense of what they have already gone through. Sometimes it's apparent, and if we don't tell you, if we don't go as far as informing you what might have been going on with the person, you'll take it upon yourself as if you're the one who was causing it. So that's why things like the names of the pathology, the names of the disorder becomes necessary to help the person make sense of their world. Are we together?
Yes.
But many people misuse diagnosis. They misuse the labels by trying to tick boxes. Whether the person is torturing him, might be the narcissist, a psychopath. Do you think is it the type of narcissist? Don't get lost in the maze. Don't get lost in that space of diagnosing people. Today, I just want you to look, can this person take accountability? Can they go down to say sorry? And you're about to ask me, if they could not take responsibility, how did I end up married, fall in love with them in the first place, married them in the first place? How did I end up coming in this first place? Because you naively overlooked that part and you started compensating yourself by taking more blame than due. You wanted this love too much. When you find love, you want it to work, and you try very hard. Many of us don't know how much is too much. Sometimes you can try too hard, and you end up getting something that is not possible. You know, if you come with the wrong key, you can really force. And it can take you several hours. Even you try some things, and sometimes you can actually open the lock.
Yeah.
Force this wire, turn it this way. If you really work hard, you can open a lock using the wrong key.
Yes.
Many people get married that way, and you'll open once, but will it be operating that way? Will the lock remain? Will the order remain? Will there be smoothness? Will there be flow? No.
Yeah.
So what is the thing here we are saying? Sometimes you have come very far without knowing that you are attempting the impossible. That the person you are trying to love, the person you are trying to build a life with, cannot love, cannot sustain accountability. And why is accountability so critical? Because when we love each other, we are new to each other, and we are starting a journey none of us has been to. The thing we have, none of us has been to it before. Remember, relationships are unique according to the two individuals. Even if you had another relationship with another person, the one I have with you will be very different. We are going to be learning new things.
Yes.
We are going to be unlearning some ways of life, learning how you like to be handled, your love language, your tastes, your preferences, what pleases you, what displeases you. Pleasing, displeasing, learning, correcting is integral part of building our love life. So that dropping this habit, admitting to the other one, correcting is so critical that you should not attempt to build anything with a person who is averse to accountability. Are we together?
Yes.
Habit number 2.
Maybe before even we go to habit number 2,
yes,
there is this group of people, they'll realize there is something you don't have that accountability, but they are saying, when we get married, I will change him, I will change her.
Yeah. Sometimes you think marriage is a one cosmic event that will bring transformation to the person. And we usually think, many people peg a lot of things to when we get married. And it's out of naivety. You know, we are so far apart now, this person doesn't have enough time for me, but they say once we get married, now. They'll take it seriously.
Yes.
This person, they don't call consistently, we are not, but they say once we get married,
yes,
once we get married, once we get married, once we get married. That is fantasy and it doesn't work. Do not peg anything on marriage. Getting married will just be a continuation of what you're having now. Yes, there are things you cannot do during dating, and they'll bring another climate. For example, things like sex, things like living together, things like cooking, merging your lives. Those things are not supposed to be there during dating, and they'll come in during marriage, and they'll bring another kind of climate, another kind of closeness, another kind of connection, another kind of, intimacy. But even before then, a person's character traits like consistency, commitment, involvement, vulnerability, honesty, those things should be there already.
Yeah.
So if you can see any deficiency in their character, in who they are, in how they're showing up in the relationship, do not proceed. Do not proceed. It is not possible.
Wow.
The habit number 2 is micro rejections.
Micro rejection.
Small rejections that may not be loud, but they are very painful because we are intimate, we are in a relationship, we are in love. And micro rejections are things like when I attempt to make a bid for connection, you reject it. She may simply come and you're seated somewhere on a sofa, she brought you a cup of coffee, and you don't even look her way. You remain stuck on your phone. The way somebody turns to embrace the other in the bed and this one turns away.
It happens a lot.
Small thing. Trying to hold your hand and you
throw it away.
Yeah. And you just imagine those small beads of connection. Beads of connection. We are not saying you can always respond every time. Somebody says, I miss you, you avoid responding. And sometimes somebody can get you when you are genuinely distracted. So that by the time they were telling you, I love you, it's been long, I've not seen you, you are in between, and you may not be able to engage. Sometimes, the other one is talking to you in a better place, you're in a place where it's crowded, and you may not return at that moment. Occasionally, if it's not repeated, it is not a problem. Or when it is a genuine mistake. Sometimes you as a man may be protecting your woman from the kind of roughness that you don't want to expose her to. But she may think it's because you overlooked her. So some things may happen by blunder. And we can discuss them. That's not what we are saying. We're saying habitual, micro habits, micro rejections, small rejections of you not returning the joke, not being in your element, not wanting to play. Play is not mandatory, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
What do you do with things that are not mandatory, but they are necessary? If I reject you on the things that you can't complain to anyone, you can't call a sitting of serious people to say, my wife does not want to play.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, my friend, be serious with life.
So you'll be hurting all alone.
Micro rejections are when a person is refusing those things that just bring spice.
Yeah.
The connection between us. But they are not a law.
How should we deal with such things?
They are not a must, but they bring the juice.
Yeah.
And they are so unique and personal, and some of them may seem petty. Like the way your wife doesn't like when people leave spoons all over in the kitchen. It's only a spoon.
Yeah.
She may not go to a divorce lawyer and say, I'm divorcing this guy because he leaves the spoon.
Yes.
And now you start trending for being petty. And yet it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
The way after you get your water from the water dispenser, some people prefer the glass, they place the glass, another one, wherever it is close. Sometimes some of us men are just out in another world and you're taking it while you're distracted. You place here, remember Mrs. Obama saying, the habit of Obama throwing socks?
Yes.
Men throw socks or they throw on the newspaper or anything, they forget this, the other one. And some of us are remarkably absent-minded. Remarkably. So that if you carry something like this, you will leave it, you also get surprised how it disappeared from your hand.
Yeah.
You think a ghost took it away from your hand. And if you look at how you trace your movements, when I placed here and held this one, I forgot the other one there.
Yes.
So it may be small things. You neglect to attend something that matters to the other person, or they make a bid to connect, or things that there's to an outsider, the outsider may not understand. You work with some people and they like whistling when they are alone and There's that. That's how they see themselves.
You're asleep.
This person, when they get busy, they go to the bathroom, they go to the kitchen, you can hear where they are by. And for you, that's irritating. You're struggling. Yes. Another person, you can move a table, and the way the table moves against the ground, somebody does it like that.
Yeah. Why can't you lift it up?
Just that sound of table, you know. And we've been in class, and some people are just, those micro habits of just making some sounds from your mouth, chewing the pen, just moving your legs. You know, sometimes my wife was joking that she can tell where I am by looking which leg is. If we're in a crowd and she can't find the husband, she look at the legs. You know, yeah, it's unconscious. You know, it's just, you know, some things are behavior. You can actually learn them. You can. There's a guy who teaches the way we talk, and you're saying some people talk and the saliva. We thought this is genetic. Yes. He said it is behavior. He said some of you talk monotone. You always talk in the same way, and you are saying I came in the morning, and when I found it, when I came back, I went to sleep. Monotone. He said it's a behavior.
Yeah.
And then to break that, he teaches you how to, I came in the morning and when I came back, and you know, so it teaches you pitch. Everything your partner doesn't like or wants you to change, many of those things are changeable when you actually accept it's just behavior. Going to as far as sleeping habits. Some people sleep like they're running, they turn toes, kick. They place their leg on you, they go to the direction. And I'm unconscious. Where are you? What can I change? I am not around. Micro rejections is when you ignore those tiny, because they may not report that they are divorcing this guy, because when he sleeps, he throws the leg
and snores.
You know,
yeah.
Those are, they may be small but very emotional. Small but very emotional to this person. And if you want to know what matters to men, look at their cars. Anything small to the car, you know, he will notice.
It matters a lot.
You know, of course not all men. We are saying men who have an attachment, who care about the car, you know. If it's not the car, you will find another toy. For many of the Luo guys, it's the screen, my friend.
Yes.
You know, the entertainment, equipment.
Yes.
You know, and it may be the house, something that you care about. If you care about it, you care about every small thing, tiny thing that happens to it, tiny thing. So micro rejections, how do they kill love? I come to think that you really don't care. I come to think that you don't care. So over time, the juice dries up. This is how people ask, how can we return the fire? Fire is kept by these small things.
Yes.
It is these small things that I do that I know you care about. You know, it can go to as far as, I know you don't like Royco or a particular spice, but I just put it, I don't care. So you end up not eating or not enjoying. Next day, over time, what do you think? This person doesn't care.
Yes. You start eating outside.
And you may notice that sometimes when it is habitual, it is very hard for you to tell me I love you. And yet, those minor things, you're not adjusting them for me. And you're not talking about those people who don't eat anything. There are people who, when you are hosting them, it's a torture. They don't eat onion, potatoes,
salt.
The number of things they don't eat.
Yes.
It's a torture to host them. And our mentor, when we were young, starting out, he told us, in this life, be versatile and fit. Fit in the context. Don't torture your host. Them going over hoops, all over here, try to get you what you eat. Eat what is being cooked. Take what is being cooked and you go special diet in your home. You remember those students in school who had special requirements?
Yes.
And they were always a headache. They appeared like they're special, but their food many times was late. this one was not prepared well, the other one is not there. And because they're a small group, they don't have really a voice to complain that their special food was not made well. You know? Micro rejections produce frustration over time because I come to think that the things that matter to me, you don't care about them.
I'm wondering, can our temperaments affect us in
Yes,
this
temperaments affect your preferences. For example, some people want silence or certain kind, another person wants noise.
Yes.
And to find the rhythm, to find the, and when you think that most times opposites tend to attract, that a person who wants, silence marries another one who's very vibrant and energetic.
Noisemaker.
You know?
Yeah.
And many ladies, when they're cleaning, they become noisy. When they're doing their chores.
Yes.
So they may be washing away, outside there. But the radio is playing from... and it's all this blasted.
Yes.
It's work time. Now they're cleaning, they're, this one, the other, and moving. And now, because they wanted some encouragement as they work,
Yeah.
now, volume is top.
Yes.
And now they have to do their work. Here you are, you wanted silence.
You're there, you're wondering.
You bring in stress. To her now you are a stressor.
Yeah.
Surely. She needs to work. And if not so, she'll put earphones that you can't talk because she's washing and working.
Yes.
It's to say people have to find rhythm. What hours are best for this? The other, you will find the rhythm as you work, as you journey, because really, if you don't practice how to find a middle ground with you and your wife alone, when children arrive, the middle ground becomes more elusive. Children also have personalities, isn't it?
Yeah.
They also have preferences.
Yes.
Imagine when you have two children, different personalities, you different personality, your wife, and when you are the two of you, you couldn't find a middle ground of who should play radio, who should play TV. Now,
Yeah.
that's how homes become chaotic. Homes become chaotic because you cannot even agree on what are the rules of this house to show children. So this one sides with your style, the other one, mom told me, dad told me.
Yeah.
And just the way the personalities play out, you need to learn how to find middle ground. Micro rejections are when you don't care for those minor things, or when I make an extension, a vulnerable extension to connect with you. And when you take longer to text, those may not be bigger things, but I may not divorce you because you take longer to reply to my message. But I'll stay there and stop expecting. The other habit is succumbing to success. Succumbing to success, especially financial success. When we work together hard and we are supporting each other, most likely money will come over time. Where there's unity, God will command blessing. When we're united and we are working on our business, we are building together, what will happen over time? The fruit. More money than you have ever handled. Be careful. Marriage will take you to places you've never been.
Yeah.
And if you're not conscious, you may think, it's because you are this special, it's because you forget it's team effort. Even if the fruit is coming from your end, the root is still team. So you may take it for granted that your partner contributed. And you go and start throwing that around, forgetting their contribution and ignoring what they did to help this situation. And then you start, all of a sudden now, you're not around. All of a sudden, what success brings alluring temptations. When you start dressing better, looking refined, having more change to spoil people, driving better, living in better places, looking more polished, and no longer borrowing people petty money. Your partner becomes also a borrower of land, a lender of last resort, a central bank of sorts, to lend you money when you're stuck. What do? When that period has arrived and new temptations are here, and you did not anticipate this space, the reason you need to have these retreats with your partner, minor retreats, they may not be big every time because you may not be doing them frequently, but those conversations that are just about us. Remember, you can either work in your business or work on your business. You can either work in your marriage or work on your marriage. So we are talking about this time working on your marriage, talking about it from outside. I mean, people find it easier to leave their home, the normal environment, go to outside. Even if it's just a coffee out there, they can talk from, that's our home over there. How are we doing over there? That's the time you can ask, how are we faring that month? How did we do that week? How did we do? I felt like we didn't have enough time for each other. I felt like we didn't. Oh, it's because the business is more demanding. Remember, when money comes, money requires management, isn't it?
True.
When properties come, they require to be managed. So if now you have 2 other properties, 3 other properties that are running, it means there's more time required in managing them. So there's more demand on your time. And you're likely to encroach onto personal time if you're not careful. How will you know when you're getting overwhelmed? When you're no longer having time for each other? And you know when you're going overboard? When you don't have time for each other? And you know when it is, but if you do not convert, if you don't converse and assess, if you do not go down, if you don't go deep on it, what do? Many times the person, if they keep trying to reach out, trying to tell you that I think we are diverted, we are getting distracted, I think we are losing track, I think if you don't get to that point where you can honestly admit, the person will fall out of love. The success will come and you will lose the ladder you climbed onto success with. That's why many people, they reach to abundance, they get wealth, get many assets, but they lose their friendship. They lose their connection. They lose their chemistry. Because one person began to feel like, okay, now I've been replaced in your life. Okay, now you are going out more because of more money. That's why we said be careful. Yeah. If she's clubbing every time she gets money, what about when the time money becomes constant? She will also club constantly. Mm-hmm. Be careful. Yeah. What you see now when the person has more means, it will continue, and even more when they have more means. If you don't see discipline now around flirting with men and entertaining exes or entertaining this, what happens when abundance arrives? That will be multiplied. What you see now, imagine when money arrives and privilege arrives. So we are saying, when you succumb to success, we are saying you have allowed abundance to sweep you away. You have allowed having more to take you away from who you are. All right? So we are saying these habits, it's not the act of avoiding accountability once, and then you learn that you're actually escaping accountability. You're actually defensive. If you do it once and you learn and correct, it doesn't kill love. But if it's habitual, it kills love. It's not the habit of micro rejection. When you do not return my bid for connection, when you did it once, it does not kill love. If you learn it and stop it, love flourishes. It's not just once that you got distracted by the new asset we got and you forgot about us. You ate into our time. If it happened once and you learned it and you corrected it, love flourishes. But if it becomes repeated refusal to own up to what you did and hurt me was not good, and you cannot apologize and humble yourself, when you habitually reject my bid for connection, when you repeatedly put me off, ignore me, look the other way, when you repeatedly succumb, get distracted, get carried away by the fame and the name of money now, when it is continuous, it is damaging, kills love. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. And with that, we need to put in mind and understand that love is work. And so for that love to work, you need to keep on working on it. Avoid on these behaviors that you feel they're making your partner to get affected. And with that, you'll be able to flourish in love. I started by saying that love is a beautiful thing. And indeed, it is a beautiful thing. And it is work, though it works. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Will Kinyash.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better